November 1943, west of Smolensk. German troops are in their trenches, soaked, cold, and waiting for the next Soviet push. This newsreel shows them holding on somehow, after months of retreat. The defeat at Kursk back in July had turned the tide. The Red Army now had the initiative, driving west toward Kiev and pushing across the Dnieper. Here, in the central sector, the fighting was brutal, some of the worst of the war. By this time, the Eastern Front was swollen with men. The Soviets had close to 7 million on their side, over 5 million of them ready for combat. The Germans, just over 3 million, maybe 3.5 with their allies. So the Soviets had nearly double, 2 men for every 1 German, and that imbalance weighed on every single fight. The film shows grenadiers moving forward with StuG IIIs. By late '43, there were more of these assault guns than Panzerwerfers at the front. Around 2,000 of them still in service. Not glamorous, not a big tank, but low, tough, with a gun that could knock out Soviet armor. They became the workhorse of the German defense. In these battles, war correspondent Lieutenant Hans Empter was killed. The shots he took here, these were his last. The newsreel called it a heroic death. Propaganda, yes, but still, he died out there with the soldiers. The Soviets tried to break through. They didn't make it. German weapons cut them down. Fire from trenches, machine guns, artillery, StuGs. Another attack smashed. Another failure. But the Red Army would come again and again. Losses were staggering. The Soviets lost maybe 350,000 men in November 1943 alone. The Germans around 120,000. But proportionally, the Germans bled more. Divisions were down to half strength, 8,000 men, when there should have been 15,000. The Soviets just kept coming. They had the numbers. The Germans didn't. That's why, step by step, the line kept moving west. The reel ends with Panzerwerfer 42 launchers blasting Soviet lines. Often seen as copies of the Katyusha, they weren't. Germany had tested rockets since the 1930s, but dismissed them as too inaccurate. By 1943, under pressure, they mounted them on half tracks for mobility and quick strikes.